Greetings and welcome to Friday Night Spotlight. I'm your host, Dr. Samuel Hefton II. You know how we do it on Friday Night Spotlight. I ask you to lean on in. Somebody may say, well, why do you want us to lean on in? Because I get the opportunity to bring outstanding people to you who are doing phenomenal things locally and beyond. And on tonight, like I said last time, on tonight, this is one of those nights where I get to bring somebody to, I know your life is about to be better. So on tonight, I'm excited to sit down and talk with David Rowell. How you doing, sir?
Man, it's a pleasure to be here, man. I am loving everything about this atmosphere. Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy to have you because these moments, I tell people all the time that as the viewers are watching us on Friday Night Spotlight, I tell them these are opportunities they get to grow. And I'm excited to have you on the set with us because I know people are about to grow on tonight.
Absolutely.
Tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
I'm David L. Rowell, CEO. I run a awesome foundation, the DJ Rowell Foundation from South Carolina. And this foundation helps to establish children and their opportunities, to stimulate their growth and stimulate their inspiration, help them, his or her, to become the best version of themselves while giving them access to facilities that can do just that and beyond.
So talk to us about this, because how did you get to this place? Because, you hear people sometimes and they say, well, I run this foundation, or I'm a philanthropist, I'm doing this. And what I always wonder is, how did you get here to then want to inspire other people?
I was always inspired to be inspired.
Always inspired to be inspired. Go ahead.
And as I was growing in my career, I was doing things that I found myself just becoming just tedious and a regular job. So eventually I said, man, what can I do to make my own legacy, to make my personal legend? I want to leave a lasting legacy. What is my community going to say about me? What is my family going to say about me when my time is done? And how have I impacted the world to be better than when it was when I got here?
So now, come on, talk to us, Dave, because now when you were young, was that your thought as a kid, or did that start to transpire? Like, when did you get to this point?
Well, Sam, that wasn't too far ago that I was young. That was just, what, 2 days ago?
Wait, well, none of us gonna ever say we old.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I'm sorry. Repeat the question.
No, I'm just saying, so like, when did this click for you that you was like, man, I want to be inspiring? When did that click for you? Because, when we growing up as kids, sometimes we're not thinking about that. We got other aspirations. So, but when did that click? Did you say, you know what, I want to be a legacy. I want to leave a legacy that other people can see in that when they come back, they'll be like, man, I know him, or I heard this, or this was done. When did that happen?
It happened when I realized that I was never going to probably meet some of my biggest admirable icons and influencers, such as Will Smith, such as Kobe Bryant, from a very small town.
Yes.
And what I realized was that kids are influenced by what's around them as well.
Wow.
There's high school students, athletes, there's community leaders, there's your favorite teacher, there's firefighters, there's cops, there's lawyers, there's doctors. It's right in front of you. You don't have to be, this huge, unobtainable person. And when I realized that, because I was 22 at this time, I said, I have influence now. And you never underestimate your influence.
Don't underestimate it.
Never underestimate your influence.
So true.
We all have it. And it's our greatest gift from above. We have to utilize that influence and do it now. So I said, let me do something that I'm passionate about, right? Let me do something that I believe in. And let me do something that I believe can also gift children with the ability to obtain life skill and to reach the best place that they can reach. And that was with the foundation. So I began a basketball camp. Now
that must mean somewhere in your history, you played a little basketball.
Absolutely. I'm not gonna say I didn't grow to 6'5" like my boy Sam here. Hey. But listen, I did get to 5'11", and on the roster sheet, that's about 6'1".
Right. We're gonna always add some inches.
I gotta add a little bit to the resume, just a little buffer. I played ball all my life, and I realized that every place that I had gone, basketball had led me.
Yes.
Because I was pursuing something that I thought where I was supposed to be. So that basketball led me to West Virginia. It led me to North Carolina. It led me to Tennessee. One portal that opened up another portal, that opened up another portal, while learning to be serious about something. I was passionate about basketball.
Yes.
And anything that you love and you want to do, you have to do what? You got to sacrifice. You got to commit to it.
Yes.
And these things that you have to learn early, because anything that you want to hone and you want to develop, you got to sacrifice and commit your heart to it.
When you start talking about Kobe Bryant, that started making me think about, Michael Jordan, or LeBron James.
Absolutely.
Like you're talking about people who committed to something. And when we start talking about that in every area of our lives, if I'm going to be successful, I have to be willing to sacrifice. I have to be willing to commit, and I have to discipline myself in order to do it, because it just doesn't happen. So talk to us about that.
Well, not only you have to discipline yourself, but when you become and you realize how powerful you are, how powerful that you can change, the power that you have and what you can change, you are able to transcend things that you can't even imagine that are in your trajectory.
Yes, yeah.
And with that, you become a role model.
Yes.
You have to be aware of the influence that's happening under you, the things that's happening around you, because it's bigger than us.
Yes,
it's bigger than me.
it is.
You got to be of service to something, to a bigger vision and a bigger platform.
I love how you start talking about that, is that concept of understanding your circle of influence, right? Because sometimes when we start talking about legacy, people start thinking about nationally or internationally, but they forget locally, right? And so you start at a local place and it blows up from there. So you have to grab hold to the importance of that.
What you need, you already have. And what you have is what you need. Start with where you are, not where you're trying to get, because you got to get to step B to get to C.
So, now I know somebody's watching. They was like, that sounded good. Talk to me. How do I start to have how do I work on valuing what I have to understand that I have enough, or I have what I need to do what I'm called to?
Well, we're going to do some self-reflection. We're going to look at what we have. Again, we look at ourselves. What are we around? What are we doing? What choices are we making? Are those choices reflecting where we're trying to go, who we're trying to be, where we want to be? Are we actually documenting this stuff? Because we have all the answers.
Yes.
We don't need somebody to tell us if we want to go to a next level in our lives, to the next tier. We know whether or not we want to go grab ice cream.
Right.
That's us. We know.
Right.
That's a decision that we got to make. We got to start making choices.
Yes.
And we got to stick to those choices.
I make some choices, stick to those choices. So now you're doing the basketball. I'm gonna get back to the foundation, because we can start talking about this right here
go
forever.
all night.
Man, this is what. So you make this decision. I'm doing the foundation. It starts with basketball.
Yes.
What, as you talk about in your own personal life, you saw basketball being a portal to open up doors to other opportunities to take you further. What is your desire for the children who's coming to the camp?
Well, the desire is actually within the mission. And the mission is to stimulate them, to capture their attention, and then in turn help them to develop their life skill and to develop what they want to do, to take what's inside of them and allow them, help them, assist them to extract what's inside of them outward.
But I thought basketball was all about defense, dribbling, passing, shooting, scoring buckets, getting your name, getting the trophy. But you just said you're going to teach life skills.
Well, you can learn life skills through basketball. It's the greatest metaphor in life. Think about it. We all come to work. There's always somebody that we don't have the best admiration for, but we still got to get our job done. And we got to perform our job to the best of our ability and the best version of ourselves.
Yes.
And in turn, we expect the same from them so that we can grow together and get the opportunities in life that we deserve. Expectation. And we have to start applying that now, because they need to understand accountability. Kids got to understand accountability early in life. We start by domesticating, teaching what we think is right, pushing our beliefs, our experiences, our thoughts, but we have to teach them early.
I love how you said this. We got to teach them early. We can't wait till later on to teaching accountability, teaching them to understand expectations, and teaching them to understand life skills, how to work with people, the significance of it. So it's not just playing basketball, but there's so much more. Now, you've been doing the foundation for how long?
7 years now.
Wow,
7 years.
Awesome. What are some of the testimonies that you've heard from, or people said, man, I'm so thankful I came here to been a part of the foundation or to the camp?
There was a child this year that came to our basketball camp, and he was coming from New Hampshire. And when he came, he had now lost a sense of urgency. He lost a sense of being, and he needed he needed someone to come along, put their arm around, and say it's gonna be okay. Moving from that far away, no friends, uprooting from where you are. And he loved basketball.
Wow.
So he came to that camp, and what we did was we remembered his name. His name was Jared.
Wow.
And we said, Jared, I want you to meet everybody here. And I want you to make sure that you get a chance to enjoy the fruit of all of this stuff. And we did competitions, and we just showed them some attention. And we actually just monitor Jared.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, all we have to do is just, pay attention.
Yeah.
Jared's going to tell us what's wrong. But to answer your question, because I love what I do and I love the people, Jared, at the end of that camp, Monday through Thursday, about Monday, Jared came in. He wasn't very confident in himself. He lacked social skills, and he wasn't very sure. By Thursday, man, Jared was calling names, making jokes. He's in the middle of the crowd. He's got his own new crew now.
Right.
And his mom and his dad came to me Thursday on awards day, when he got his award as Camper of the Week.
Wow.
And what that did for Jared was revive that sense of self-love.
Yes.
Of I can do this.
I can do it.
I have to have belief in myself.
Yes.
And if I try, then it's not going to be as hard as I think it is.
You just talked about, when you hear that story, it's just like, it's also coming out of whatever shell one might be in, as you said earlier, to be the best version of themselves.
Yes.
And this is so powerful to hear that. So now you're doing the camps, you're meeting with kids, you're doing, now I know, I'm assuming, just hearing your passion for this, these are not just normal basketball camps. This a whole nother level. When you say enjoy all the fruits of it, talk to us about the fruits of it.
So listen, every child at this camp receives an award, a tailor-made award, because everybody's different.
Wow.
Someone's got the best attitude award for the week, because your job in life may also be because you have a great attitude about life. Someone's gonna get the best hustle award. That's gonna translate into your life and what you do. You always hustling. Somebody's gonna get the best listener award.
Gotcha.
You can't get places in life if you're not listening.
Woo.
We can't condone this interview if you're not listening to what I'm saying.
Right.
So these things you're teaching them early, and you're rewarding them, or more so, you're making them aware that people are aware of what you're doing and what you're not doing.
Yes.
So they have an identity of who they are and what they should be doing if they want to grow to the top and develop.
I love that.
It's so near and dear to my heart. And I just think
I can tell by the way you're talking about it. This is not just something just, hey, I'm just doing this to say, hey, I have a foundation, we just doing an activity, but it's really to impact these young people so that they can be everything they're supposed to be and really start to understand who they are, because we live in a day and time where people are being degraded, right, and being pushed down or talked like, you can't do this or you can't be this. But what you're showing them in this camp is, no, that's not your story. You can do this.
You absolutely can. It's nothing to do with basketball, but we're gonna learn a lot through basketball.
Right.
And the camaraderie.
Yes.
The camaraderie that basketball brings, which is another reason I did it. Kids don't just sign up, unfortunately, because there's a reading camp. I didn't sign up at that age because it was a reading camp.
Right.
But what I did do is, if you stimulated me and you grasped my attention, you captivated it, now you had me hooked.
Yes.
Now you can then lead me and funnel me into something that I actually can believe is going to benefit me.
Right.
But you got to get me there first.
Got to get me there.
You got to hook me.
As you say, I got to grab their attention. I got to catch them.
Right.
So now I can then show them some great
Absolutely.
things. But it's not just as the DJ Foundation. It's not just the philanthropy, but you're also acting.
Absolutely, yes.
Talk to us.
I am. I like to call it these days an established actor.
An established
actor.
So now I love
you guys
that.
heard it here first. David L. Rowell with the exclusive here.
The established actor. So what made you add that to it? Because some people just say, well, I'm an actor, actress. I'm hoping, aspiring to be. You said established. Talk to us.
So when I say established, that means we're constantly working. We've established a brand, we've established an awareness about ourselves, and we have a face that is now universal. It's national as well. We also understand, and when I say we, because David L. Rowell is made up of a team.
Gotcha.
This is not just me.
I like how you talking about this team. Go ahead.
This is David L. Rowell, DJ Rowell Foundation. It's a team. So just like everything else, no one man builds himself. But together, we have launched ourselves in such a position that we're able to make a bigger impact to not just ourselves, because this ain't for DJ, this ain't for David. This is for other people to be motivated and to be inspired and to aspire to inspire. This is bigger than me. I understand that my gifts were given to me so that I can open doors for other people. and that I can allow them to know that if this kid from a population of only 1,000 people in a small town of Marion, South Carolina can do it, you know what I can do? I can do that, and maybe more. And guess what? You can.
I love how you talk about this, because you're helping people see, like, when I get a picture that is bigger than me, then it can go further than me.
Yes.
Right. And when I also understand it's not just me, but it's the team, I'll then already accelerate it.
Yes.
So come on, keep on going. I'm just.
It's the picture, the bigger picture. Sometimes you got to analyze yourself and analyze where you are, what you're doing, where you're going, and how these things are happening. Mm-hmm. Is it by chance? No, it's not by chance. Things fall into place as they should. But when you have a plan, and you have a plan and you understand where the destination is, not only are you going to land amongst the moon, you're going to be amongst the stars.
Yes, sir.
You know, some things happen that you don't see. You may see a pit. You may have to pit stop. You may have to stop for gas along the way. Mm-hmm. You know, you may have a flat tire. Well, you know what? You find a solution. Problems are going to be everywhere around us. Right. The higher you go, the thinner the air is, the more money, the more problems. Right. So we have to continue to find solutions as we get to our destination. And what is it that you are doing? What's your end goal? Who are you trying to be? What are you trying to do? Who are you trying to impact? Why are you here? What's the purpose? What's the motivation?
Yes.
And for me, it's purely to impact the world in a way that we all can grow, thrive, get along, be together, be the best version of ourselves, and continue to lead the pack for tomorrow's future, because the children are the future. And if we don't prepare them, then what's our future going to be like?
That's good. I like how you said this. Now, you talking about, you come from a small town. You said, hey, I'm showing you I came from a small town. You can do this too. How did you do it, though? How did you do it? Like, because again, if I'm in a small town, a lot of times we're not seeing this around us. A lot of times people aren't leaving to be an actor or an established actor or do these things. What did you see, or what did you feel like, man, I can do this?
I'm not gonna, paint a picture of smoke and mirrors. Mm-hmm. When I started this journey, I thought I was gonna be an NBA player. I thought I'd grow to 6'6", much like yourself.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I thought I'd play in the NBA, and I thought I'd make millions of dollars, and I thought that was my life. And then I see, man, if that would have happened, where would I be? What would the trajectory of impact have been? Because I would have left a lot of people behind. So as that didn't happen, I realized, there's a reason why basketball didn't pan out. What am I here to do? In a small town, when that doesn't work out, you have no choice but to rely on what actually is something that you want to do with your life. Yes. We're from a small town, so you know we don't have a lot of resources. Right. So you work with what you have. Right, work with what you have. Yes, sir. And that's where I started, locally, with the people around me. I said, you know what, I've always wanted to get into acting. I've always been acting. My grandma taught me young, act like you got some sense. Act like you were prepared for that test. Act like you know where you've been. Yes. So I just started. I made a choice that I was going to start, and that was all I needed.
I'm gonna take a step. So you made a decision. I'm gonna take this step. I'm gonna start it, and then from there, just.
Yes, it opened up. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I made the choice, and I was making a choice. Yes. I was going to start. And in order to do anything, you just gotta, if you start, you're gonna start thinking about better ways. You're gonna find more ways of what doesn't work to get to the top, to grow. It's natural. You're gonna grow.
So tell us about some of the experiences that you had as you now as established actors, you're doing this. What have been some of the challenging things? What have been some of the most inspiring moments?
Some of the challenging thing is to continue going on, to continue seeing the bigger picture. Yes. You know, when no one's calling, when nobody's saying congratulations, you know, what are you doing now? What's the next project? You know, that weighs sometimes. But the inspiring part is that if you stay in the barbershop long enough, eventually you're gonna get a haircut.
Right, you're gonna get in that chair.
You're gonna get in that chair. Yes, and sir. Eventually I got in that chair, and I landed the leading role in a feature film entitled Christmas in Carolina.
Wow.
With iconic individuals that I grew up watching from the 90s.
Yes, sir.
Darius McCrary.
Yes.
Kelly S. Williams. Sean Harrison. That's Laura Winslow. Yes. Eddie Winslow. That's Waldo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you get a chance for a small town kid to become the leading man in the movie?
What was that like? Wow. What was that like?
it was invigorating, you know? It was so powerful to feel the magnitude of what it was doing amongst the nation, amongst internationally, globally. The people that reached out, Sam, were people from Nigeria.
Wow.
Kids in the area are seeing you take off. They're seeing that they can do that too, because that's unheard of from a small town like that. That's so unheard of.
Yes, sir.
And to capture that, and it sparked so many flames of just kids being inspired, people being inspired. Man, it's hard to explain, but it's something that I wish everyone, and I hope that everyone will reach in their life, that they want to spark that amongst other people, that feeling of, I can do it, that feeling of enthusiasm, ambition, success, or their version of success.
Yes,
we all have different ones.
Different versions. But again, though, it's accomplishing something that you dream to do, and then it inspires you to say, not only can I do it, you can do this for whatever world that may be for you, but then it also keeps motivating you to say, let's keep on going higher.
Let's keep on going higher. And the thing that once you capture that, it's like, okay, you see what that's like. That's not it though. What's next?
Yes.
How do you build from here? How do you further get that voice out? And yeah, sure, we're doing movies and that's awesome, you know? So honored and blessed. Everybody is not gonna get a chance to do it at this level.
Right.
But if you get that chance, why did you get that chance? What's next? And where do you go from here? How do you build that? Well, we're gonna start working on generational wealth. We're gonna start working on equity. We're gonna start working on opening those doors for other people like myself to come along and be embraced in these rare situations. So that's rare air.
Yes. Yeah. So it's also because I think that's the thing. How do I process my next? I achieve a goal. And you know, because sometimes what people do is start resting on their laurels. They got to that goal, they're like, I'm good. But I gotta keep pushing, I gotta keep pressing. How do you set up for your next?
Well, the top of one mountain is the bottom of another. So you never get complacent.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes,
you know what I mean?
yes.
You gotta keep going. And for me, I can't speak for everybody. My process is different. You have to figure, your process,
right.
You guys have to figure your process out. My process is to actually just be appreciative of the moment in which I'm in, and to amplify each and every experience from the people that I meet and to the things that I want to do next. So I really just sit, I take a moment to myself and just appreciate and give all glory to the man above. I mean, for real, seriously.
Yeah. But that's important to have that moment of appreciation. And I think some people rush past that you don't take that time for reflection, for appreciation, and it'll cause us to be so worried about tomorrow or so paranoid about yesterday that we don't enjoy today.
Well, sometimes you have to reflect so you can see how far that you come.
Yes.
So sometimes you need to take a pause, do a check, check under your hood, check and see if you got enough gas, make sure there's no leaks. And actually realize, look at the odometer and say, wow, I came this far?
Yes.
Because it's also motivation when you see that you're steadily
each step, as you said, you're taking these steps.
So sometimes you gotta reward yourself. You have to look back and self-reflect, like, wow. And all of us, if you take a second, you'll see, wow, I've done all this? It's amazing. It is truly amazing.
I'm loving sitting down and talking with you. As a person who likes to inspire others, it's also important to be inspired. And having this conversation with you is very inspiring because I love the energy, the passion. I can see as you're talking about this is really serious for you. How can somebody connect with you? They want to find out more about the foundation. They want to be a part of anything that you may be doing. How do people can make that connection?
I appreciate you asking me. Sam, you guys can reach out to me at djrowell.org. That's djrowell.org. All social medias, that's David L. Rowell, all across the board. And you guys, feel free to reach out. Sam, I hope that we'll have you sometime on the foundation in South Carolina because we need you. We absolutely need you. They're going to love to hear from you.
Yeah, I think this is awesome because again, it makes these connections. And I like how you said about the importance of team, working together, networking. And it does challenge us to be the better version of ourselves, because when we meet other people, we find out we can be better and do better. It is important that the environment, I like how you talk about the environment, because you're creating an environment for the those in the foundation that would then expose them to something that would make them be better.
Absolutely. We're establishing that environment. We're creating that environment and access to the environment.
Access. So as we go up, we then open doors to other people to come up.
You know, and I'll tell you a quick story.
Go ahead.
You know, a very wise man told me, you know, a selfish individual goes to the top of the mountain and stays there. But an unselfish individual goes to the top of the mountain, figures out what he had to do to get there, and comes back and tells others and shows them the way of how to get there, so that we all can get to the top of the mountain.
Yes.
There's room for us all. It doesn't have to just be one.
I like how you talk about that there's room for us all, because as you already mentioned, all of us have different dreams and aspirations. So I'm not in competition with you, even though if I wanted to be an actor or an established actor, I'm not in competition, because there's still tons of opportunities out here. So learning from you, or even sharing tips of the trade with you as you're sharing with me, doesn't hurt me.
No. And we have to do better as a community, better as people, to share knowledge, because the best things in life are free. The best things in life are free, and those things are meant to be shared amongst the world.
So, you know, we're coming to the end as we've been sitting down here having a phenomenal conversation, and I know people watching us are getting better. What's your words of inspiration as you're inspiring our viewers here on the Friday Night Spotlight?
Guys, if I could tell you anything, I would like to say this. You shouldn't give to be seen, but you should be seen giving. I hope you guys have gotten amazing experience from sitting down with Sam and I today, and I look forward to being back very soon.
Hey, David, thank you so much for being a part of tonight. I've definitely learned, I've definitely grown, and I appreciate it. And I know you have definitely grown, and I hope and pray that you appreciate what you've heard tonight. Remember, this is the importance of understanding that I am inspired to inspire other people, right? I've learned, I've grown. Now let's help somebody else. As you are growing, as you are learning, help somebody else, because it doesn't hurt you. It really helps you, because when you inspire other people, our circle of influence keeps growing bigger. So on tonight, I know you've grown. Share this with somebody else, and stay tuned to the great things that are happening right here, Friday Night Spotlight on WCAN TV. Until next time, good night.